Howdy, old heads. Kurt Money here, alongside my co-host,
Kateline.
And we are here for our second ever episode of Murder Mystery Recap. Is it recaps plural? I think it might be.
It is.
Okay, for the second episode ever of Murder Mystery Recaps with Kurt Money and Kateline. And we've got another fan-chosen one. We're talking about the 1963 classic film, Charade, directed by Stanley Donen. Now, this was picked for us by All-Star Holthead Danielle. This is a movie that she and I watched over the phone in April of 2020. This was a COVID watch. But I have a long history with this movie. I'm curious, Kate, have you heard of it? Was this your first time partying? Give me the scoop.
First time viewing for me.
Really?
I thought that I had seen it, and then I realized that was a totally different Audrey Hepburn movie.
Let's see, what could it have been? I mean, were you thinking of like Roman Holiday or something?
No. It's another one that's kind of like this.
Paris When It Sizzles? Could it be that?
No.
She was shooting that around the same time with William Holden.
No.
I was confusing it with How to Steal a Million.
This is, hands down, my favorite Audrey Hepburn movie. Across the board, this is my favorite Audrey Hepburn. It's my second favorite Cary Grant, because the first one goes to His Girl Friday.
Seems like yesterday to me.
Maybe it was yesterday, Hildy. Been seeing me in your dreams?
But I think this movie is just a goddamn delight. And Danielle was like, if it doesn't fit murder mystery, let me know. And I said, whoa. This thing's chock full of murders, mysteries, and twists.
Tons of bodies.
Tons of bodies. So before we hop into the plot, overall, just tell me, did you like it? What's up?
I liked it. I'm not a huge Audrey fan, but that didn't really make a difference. It was fun. You're
not an Audrey fan? Like you've never really given her the time? Or does she bother you in some way?
She can bug.
Huh. Do tell.
It's the time period, so it's not totally her fault, but the style of acting. She's the original Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Sure. Yeah. That'll work.
I'm just not.
Opposite Tiffany's kind of.
I'm not into it. I prefer Katharine Hepburn.
She rules too. I mean, as we know, my faves from back in the day are Babs Staney.
We do know this.
Okay, Ingrid Bergman is another one. Audrey's not like my top, but I do love her to death, and I think what she does in this movie I love with every inch of my being, and I think that Cary Grant plays it so good. I mean, you gotta love Cary Grant.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Sexy.
I mean, he is like a movie star to end all movie stars, I feel. Like, he's still, is the closest we've ever come to him equivalent George Clooney? Like,
yes.
Is that the closest?
Probably.
Yeah.
But Cary Grant is probably still better looking.
Yeah. And he was, so he turned 59 during the making of this movie. Audrey Hepburn was like 33, 34. How'd you feel about the age gap? Because there's a little bit of a love story in here.
There's an age gap, but they address it.
A bunch, don't they?
Yeah, they don't shy away from it. He's like not into it.
Won't you come in for a minute?
No, I won't.
And actually, that was one of I got a lot of great info on this, Kate, because I own this on Blue. I got the Criterion. I watched it with a commentary.
Okay.
And I'm coming at you with a lot of facts.
Great.
But Cary Grant, that was one thing he insisted when he read the script. He goes, okay, I'll do this, but you've got to make her pursue me, because if I pursue her, it's going to be gross. He is like, it's wildly inappropriate for me to go after her. She is a child.
Yeah, which makes him a good guy.
That's why it works where she's like so enamored with him, and we get it. He's f***ing Cary Grant.
She says, I love you, like 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, nah.
I love it. At one point he does say, how would you like a spanking? Which is, it's sad how often that phrase used to be uttered in movies by the heroes of the movie, Kate. It's a real bummer that used to be said a bunch.
I mean,
right?
I'm not mad at it.
You're not mad at it? Ooh, okay. Okay.
How would you like a spanking?
I think this is like prime Cary Grant, though. Any older and he started to get kind of orange. He was really into tanning.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right there. But this was, his final movie was in 1966. It was 3 years later. This is another awesome thing about Cary Grant, okay? Is he said he got to a point, he was a A-list movie star since the 30s, okay? He was 30 years on top. And he said, I quit. People don't want to see me old. They want to see me as I am. They want to see Cary Grant. They don't want to see old Cary Grant. And how friggin' right is he?
He's
how
right.
Friggin' right is he?
Yeah, it's a classy move.
Yeah. And even when you see him, he lived to like the mid-80s, I believe. And he had a full head of white hair. He had that great hair to the day he died. Mm-hmm. He could have been acting, but he was like, nah, I'm a leading man. I'm not doing it anymore. It's pretty friggin' respectable because also, I can assume that he drank and smoked within an inch of his life and didn't work out and stuff. He looks pretty f***ing good for 59 in 1963. Does he not?
He looks great.
Yeah.
And Audrey is adorable, as always.
Yeah. And boy, does she bring in the looks. Don't worry, I'm on look patrol again today, Kate.
Mm-hmm.
I was last week with JB's VR. Now, Audrey Hepburn's in it. Reggie. Old Reggie. Lampett. Mrs. Lampett. Who's that an impression of? Mrs. Lampett? Mrs. Lampett? Oh, that was a good one.
I don't know.
That was it. That was my Walter Matthau. It was perfect.
But that's not her last name.
Yes, it is. Lampert. Yes, it is.
Oh, I thought you were saying Lampett.
All right, let's try it again. Mrs. Lampett. Mrs. Lampett.
Yeah, you sound like you're saying Lampett.
You don't think that sounds like Walter Matthau at all? You are aware of Walter Matthau's character in this movie as well.
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, maybe when we get to it, you'll hear a clip and go, "Yep, actually, you know what, Kurt? That was pretty good."
Mrs. Lampett.
Okay, so here is the description. After Regina Lampert. You hear that? Did you hear it there? Or is it still Lampett?
It's
Nope.
Lampett.
After Regina Lampert falls for the dashing Peter Joshua, Cary Grant, on a skiing holiday in the French Alps, she discovers upon her return to Paris that her husband has been murdered. Now soon, a bunch of bad guys and other people and the government are all after Reggie here, Audrey Hepburn, because they believe that she has $250,000 of stolen money that her dead husband had stolen.
Mm-hmm.
So this was directed by Stanley Donen, who did stuff like Singing in the Rain. What people say about this movie the most is that it's the best Hitchcock movie that Hitchcock never made. And this is this feels hella Hitchcock. Am I right?
It does, in that there's twists and turns and
Cary Grant's in it.
misdirects and fake outs, but feels more lighthearted, more like fun than a Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Not that Hitchcock's movies aren't fun to watch, but fun, joking. The characters are lighthearted. It's goofy.
Yeah.
Like, some of my favorite moments are way more irreverent than Hitchcock would ever be.
Oh, yeah. Specifically with Audrey Hepburn's character. I mean, she is so funny sometimes. And she's like a little scamp, too, sometimes. Like, sometimes she's being a little rascal.
Totally.
And it's also pretty cool, too, in 1963, like, a lot of these movies were being made. This was Bond has just taken off. We've got In Like Flint, like, there's a lot of these, like, spy thrillers. And it's always about a dude running around saving stuff. This one, about a lady. Huh? Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty early for that, too.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty cool how much of a second fiddle Cary Grant is cool with playing in this movie. He's a star in the movie and stuff. There's no doubt about it. But it's not his movie. This is Audrey Hepburn's movie. Mm-hmm. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hang on, Kate. Hang on. We got to talk about these opening title sequences.
All the fun swirls.
Dude, I mean, first of all, it's Maurice Binder. He did all the Bond ones.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, it's very Bond.
You can kind of tell, right? Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite of his altogether. I love the music when it kicks in. The dum, 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 right? The music is cool. It comes with all shapes.
I like the titles filling in the different blank space and the shapes.
So cool. Now here's something fascinating that I had no idea about. There's a bit on this on the Wikipedia. So at the end of the title sequence, it shows the copyright information. Now we see that at the end of movies. Mm-hmm. Now, Charade has that info, and it says all rights reserved and stuff, but because it does not say the word copyright or does not have this logo of a C in a circle, when this thing was released, it was in the public domain.
Oh, wow.
And it has been since. That's why it's free on Internet Archive. You can watch it for free on YouTube.
And that's because they made the mistake of not copywriting it?
That's what it says. And now, what I don't get is, okay, but can't you fix that?
Yeah.
The next week or whatever? Like, why is it broken forever is my question. But that's what they say. And they say, now, the music is Henry Mancini, another famous name. Mm-hmm. If you can't use the music out of context from the movie for free. But, like, this movie's in the frickin' public domain, which is so crazy.
Wild.
Fuck that. So is that Maurice Binder, the title sequence guy? Like, that's on him. He forgot to put a little C down there or whatever.
I don't know. That's a good question. Ooh. Was this before the days of studios having legal departments?
63. Oh, they had to have them then. I'll tell you what, if they didn't, when this happened, you bet your ass they did afterwards. 1964 started, and at Universal, they were like, this is called the Binder Law. Okay? No one's f***ing us out of rights again. All right?
About a 9 on the tension scale, Rube.
We open up Universal Pictures. It's over like a farm or whatever. Camera pans over to a passing train. And then what passes in front of our eyes? A dead body!
A dead body gets thrown from the train, dead when they hit the ground.
Yeah, he's like in PJs or something, which will come up later. But so right off the bat here, there's got to be a body, and we got one.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a body. Now we cut to the French Alps. It's beautiful. They're really there, too. They shot this shit in the snow and everything. That's a real resort, Kate.
I can tell.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah. I loved seeing their breath.
Oh, awesome. Oh, God, great. Excellent point, because they'll fake the shit out of that today with some CGI fake breath, and that gets me. That bugs me. I just want to be like, don't try and trick me. Okay, I know you're inside somewhere and it's temperature controlled. This is their friggin' breath. That's a great call. And we see Audrey, and she is sitting there. Reggie Lampett, she is sitting there looking cool as hell. I mean, describe this first look we got. What's this snow bunny look she's got going on here? Because it's working for K-Mon. It's working.
Is this the one that's fur with the matching fur hat, and there's like a scarf underneath the hat? So she's like fully bundled.
Yeah, she could have like a dark green bodysuit on underneath the fur or something.
Yeah, it's cool. Costumes by Givenchy.
Oh, I recognize that. Okay, so French Alps, boom. And we see a gloved hand with a gun come into frame. Uh-oh, we're already up to some stuff. Close up on Audrey Hepburn's face. What happens?
She's not concerned.
Well, what happens? I mean, this person, we see this gun, we see the barrel of the gun, we see the trigger get pulled.
And all of a sudden, it's water. It's a water gun. It shoots her right in the face. And she's just...
It was an annoying little kid.
She's so annoyed. But she knows this kid.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's been annoyed with him her entire vacation.
Yeah, I like that she doesn't like love kids and stuff. She's nice to this kid who's going to come up again later and stuff. But I like how she was like, where is your mom? What's so great is she gets squirt right in the face. It's close up. She goes, don't tell me.
Hola. Don't tell me you didn't know it was loaded. Sylvie!
Already, first line of the movie and we're off and running with the cuteness. Oh, that's good stuff. So she's talking to her friend Sylvie here. And first, they're at an indoor pool that they walk out to like ski, like, not Alps, but what it is the Alps, but what are they called? The tracks you go skiing on and shit.
Slopes?
What's it called? Slopes, there you go. We walk outside, there's freaking slopes right there. I mean, this is pretty sweet. And she's talking to Sylvie, and she's like, look, my husband, Charles Lampert, he's a dud. I gotta drop him. He's hiding secrets from me. I don't want anything to do with this guy. And they have some fun here about, why would you get divorced? The friend has a great line.
That's no reason to get a divorce. With a rich husband and this year's clothes.
That was good, too.
Yeah, not mad at that either.
These are the examples of the fun that we're having. And then, so they go out and they sit outside, and then in walks Cary Grant. He brings the kid back.
Because the kid's been annoying him, too.
Yeah. And just right away, Audrey's getting her flirt game on. Is she going hardcore here or what?
It's like the first thing out of her mouth is like, what's up? Who are you? What's your situation?
Yeah.
And he just lets her do all the work.
Yeah, and he has lines to return to her when it's his turn to volley, but he's not doing too much. He's like, this is her run right now. I'm going to let her play. Because the stuff she's saying is like, look, I already know enough people. I can't know anybody else. Somebody's going to have to die for me to know you. Because I know too many people.
Because I already know an awful lot of people, and until one of them dies, I couldn't possibly meet anyone else.
And he starts to walk away, and she's like, that's it? You are giving up too easily, man. You got to keep trying. He's like, try what? Whatever.
Well, if anyone goes on the critical list, let me know.
Quitter.
Uh-huh.
You give up awfully easily, don't you?
Yeah. But she is, oh God, she's so good here. And now she doesn't know it yet. And actually the audience, I suppose we don't know it yet either. Her husband she wants to divorce is dead. He's the body we saw get thrown off that train.
He is.
Now, I feel like this opening scene does a lot of heavy lifting for the movie, though, because I don't know about you, I never flinch at the idea that she's ready for another man. Even though her husband just got murdered, I'm so okay with her being into Cary Grant. Aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Were you ever like, oh, it's too soon. It's too soon.
Oh, no. She didn't love him.
Yeah. But like, because they're flipping about it up top, it's never a question of like if it would be appropriate or not, I suppose, which I think is kind of cool. Oh my God. Okay. Audrey Hepburn. I'm listening to a commentary with the director and the writer. And the writer, Peter Stone, who I'm going to be defending in every other aspect of the commentary, because Stanley Donen is a little dick to him, to be honest. Okay. I wasn't happy about it.
I hate to disagree, but I didn't think she was tall. I mean, she was not too tall for Fred Astaire, and he's not a tall man.
Oh, but she's 5'8".
Never.
You don't think so?
No.
But there's this one part where Peter Stone is talking about how everybody would always ask Audrey about how she's so skinny. She's so skinny. And then he said, but I took some of her wardrobe home for my wife and it was just hanging off her. And the director's like, that's not true. She was very thin. And I just bring this up so that we can commiserate on the fact that yet again, it just blows being a lady, huh? You can't be skinny. You can't be fat.
Can't win.
It's like, what? Right?
Yeah. We all know that Audrey was impossibly thin. So to debate that is horrific.
Yeah, and I don't know what he's trying to say too. It just
what does it? You're trying to fat shame Audrey Hepburn by saying the wife is skinnier?
Or he's trying to defend her because people would be like, you're too skinny. Why are you so skinny? But I don't think it works that way either. And this is where I'm just like she couldn't win.
Don't comment about women's bodies unless you're saying something sexy.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about all the times on mic I've said stuff about people's bodies.
Wait, why? Why on mic? Were you at like some...
No, on this show.
Oh.
Like, what's her name? The shitty mom of Wynn Reed. We were talking about her like insane body.
Yeah. Well, you were comparing her body to mine, so I suppose it wasn't too bad.
That's true. I mean, you both have really big butts.
Well, now it's got to go on the podcast. So much to love here. Banter off the charts. You're blocking my view. Which view is that? The one that you're blocking. Just loving. Kurt Money's over here, hands together, like, woo-hoo, woo-hoo.
What's your name?
Peter Joshua.
Oh, mine's Regina Lambert.
Is there Mr. Lambert?
Yes.
Good for you.
No, it isn't. I'm getting a divorce.
Please, not on my account.
So she goes back to her apartment in Paris. And what's going on in that apartment? What's in there?
It's completely empty.
Just stripped.
When her husband got on that train, he sold everything they had.
Yeah.
All of her stuff, too, which is crazy.
Yeah, and in the path of the story, she doesn't know he's dead yet.
No.
She's about to find that out, but so this is another reason where it's kind of like, okay, R.I.P. Charles Lambert. You had your shot and you missed it.
Right.
Right?
And I was just thinking, oh my God, all of those shoes and bags and this season's clothes, gone.
Yeah, where'd those go?
All she
Where'd
had
those
was
freaking go?
2 Louis Vuitton suitcases full of whatever she had with her on her trip.
You know what? That's a good point, because I counted. She serves up 10 looks in this movie. So that was some pretty smart packing she did for those 2 little luggages.
Yeah.
So she's looking around. She's distraught. She almost runs into this little guy with a mustache and a very serious face. And this has got to be our inspector for the movie. I mean, you knew this was going to be the detective that's going to be like, come on, Reggie.
Yeah, I mean, he was the only...
Why are you showing it up at all the crime scenes?
He was like the only French guy.
That's absurd, madame. Totalement absurde.
Yeah, and even his voice was dubbed. He learned his stuff phonetically, but it didn't work.
Oh.
So they dubbed him. But yeah, this guy's pretty funny. And they go back to his office, and this is where we learn the scoop. Look, sorry, Audrey. Audrey Hepburn's character's name is Reggie. Anytime I'm talking about Reggie, that's who it is. That's confusing because sometimes Reggie is a guy's name.
Yes.
Also, anytime I talk about Cary Grant's character, I'm just going to say Cary Grant because he has about 5 different names throughout the movie.
He does. That's kind of his whole thing.
That's his whole friggin' thing.
One name for every time she says I love you.
We're back at the inspector's office, and he's like, look, your husband, he stole this gold worth $250,000, and he had it on his person when he was murdered. We want that money, and we think you know where it is, Reggie. And what's Reggie say to this?
She has no idea.
He brings out this bag, this like carry-on bag for an airline. Isn't that what it is? It looks like it has like a airline's Lufthansa.
It's a Lufthansa bag.
There you go.
It's blue with yellow writing, old school logo, but it's tiny. It's kind of the size of like a bowling bag.
I was just going to say it's a bowling ball bag. Straight up. It's a cool little bag, though, and it's all that Charles Lambert had on his person when he died. And he dumps it out, and we go through everything in there. It's like, here's a letter addressed to you, multiple passports. But there's nothing in here that's clearly worth $250,000.
But the multiple passports is a shock to her. The detective is like, is this your husband? Is this his passport? She's like, yeah, of course. And then he pulls out a different country. And then another one, and then a different one. And she's like, I don't know what this means. Because I guess, we're immediately thinking like, oh, he's a spy.
Yeah.
But this is all a foreign concept to her.
Yeah, and it's a cool way for us, the audience, to trust her that she does not know any of it. But it also gets that information across in a funny way.
I don't understand.
And this?
I gotta say a gripe here. So there are some good mysteries and twists that happen in this movie. And when you watch a movie a second time, some of these scenes you'll go, oh, hey, right? That's the beauty of watching mysteries twice. Like they do pay off a second time.
Love that.
And we'll go into that later, but I just got to say this, that Stanley Donen, the director, R.I.P., and the commentary was recorded in 99. One of my biggest pet peeves of commentaries, when they refuse to talk about spoilers in case it's the first time someone's watching it. On the commentary, Kate.
No one is watching a movie for the first time with commentary. It is multiple viewings later.
Now, it's possible, I suppose. I'm sure there could be a lunatic that goes, oh, I've done it. Great for you. But the spoiler laws, they don't apply to the commentary. And this is why it bothers me. Everybody who makes a joke about it thinks they're the first one to make that joke. They're not. They're the 100,000th person to make that joke. Okay?
Since the dawn of commentaries, that joke has been made.
Yes. And everybody goes, I mean, who would be watching this for the first time? And now Stanley Donen sticks to his guns and will not acknowledge anything the writer is trying to talk about. He goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I will not talk about that.
Oh,
and I want to shake him.
And I trusted it.
Well, now we're not to tell what that is because it'll ruin the picture for the people who are listening.
I figure everybody who's listening has just seen
Well, that's not true.
I mean, they listened to us before they saw it?
As they see it. And you can hear the movie and this at the same time.
Anyone who would do that without having seen the movie ahead of time, go away. I don't want to even talk to that person.
This is the only time, dude, where you're going to be paid to sit down and watch this movie and talk about it. Do me a favor. Don't, save stuff for your book, an essay about this movie. Now is the time to talk about this stuff.
It's like he's never seen or he's never watched a director's commentary before.
No. And
that's not how it goes. This is the time to spill the beans about all of it.
It's such a, the majority, people do still do commentaries. I'm waiting for James Gunn's to get added to the new Superman. It's not included yet, Kate. It's coming around the corner, supposedly.
Maybe that's the real punk rock.
And anyway, that's my little thing about commentaries. Stanley Donen was a grump about it, and I was so mad at him.
I hear you. Everything I know about films and filmmaking is from watching the X-Files commentaries.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's why when it's a bunch of actors in the commentary, I'm not excited.
No.
Because I'm going, oh, here we go. The bits. Everybody get ready for the bits.
I don't want to hear the bits. I want directors on there. I want producers. I want editors. I want writers.
Yeah.
I want department heads.
And I want real facts, okay? Because another thing, the problem is when famos are on commentary, half the thing is them saying how brilliant this person is that they're about to tell a story about. It's like, we get it. You love everybody in your life, okay? You're not going to, I don't know.
Unless they're going to tell us that they hate their co-star. And here's a dick thing they did on set.
I like that.
I'm not interested otherwise.
Yeah, that sounds like a joke. Okay, I've got some fun stuff that happened with Cary Grant on set later. There's a little tease for you.
Okay.
Oh, I love, here's another, when I'm talking about being a scamp and stuff, here's a good example. She's in there with the inspector, and he's trying to light a cigarette, and she goes, I wish you wouldn't. And he's like, oh, fine.
It is all right?
I wish you wouldn't.
Second later, he tries it again, and she's like, no, please. Please don't light your cigar. And then we go back to her apartment. She's sitting there smoking a cigarette.
She's smoking the whole movie. It's great.
She is. Oh, my God. It's so funny that she was so adamant. Please. I really wish you wouldn't, sir.
She knows this guy sucks.
Yeah. And that's just that built in, it's like she's like Bugs Bunny or something. It's like every chance she has to rib this guy, even if he doesn't know it, she's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so she's sitting there bumming now what am I going to do? And what appears in the doorway but a Cary Grant shaped silhouette? Huh?
I love that he looked her up in the phone book. He showed up at the apartment, rang the doorbell, but it didn't ring because the power was turned off.
Yeah.
So he just came inside and there she was in the dark. And no one's like, wow, weird. It's like, oh, hey. It's you from the Alps.
That's true. But she does say, I'm with you. It's crazy. And when you watch it, it's like, shouldn't she have more questions about this guy?
It's crazy now. I just look at it like this is how life was back then. I think back to the 90s even, where, you'd be at the local park messing around and all of a sudden there's a buddy of yours and you just go over and you're like, hey, man, you didn't plan it. You didn't know.
Yeah.
It's just happenstance.
Yeah, and I feel like it goes well with this because this is a mystery, And there's going to be a lot of questions we have about this Cary Grant character, right? So it's okay for you to go, wait, why is he here all of a sudden? But then he says, you know, I tried to call, but your power was out, and I rang the doorbell, and it didn't work. Now, these are all things that have already been planted. The power's been cut off. He had her number because of the book, so it all makes sense.
You going to call me?
Are you in the book?
Well, Charles is.
Is there only one Charles Lampert?
Lord, I hope so.
But I've got a great little behind-the-scenes tidbit. This was from the commentary, and this is the sweet stuff. So he walks in, right, and you see the outline of his head and his ear.
Yeah.
They taped the back of his ear because to get that silhouette, like they're doing a lot of like backlighting right there, and it made his ear like look like a red globe. You know what I mean? Like when you see light behind the ear, it's kind of see-through. So they had to put like masking tape and shit on his ear. Isn't that cool?
Cute.
I love it. And that again is little movie facts where I'm like, oh, that would have been so easy now in post. But no, back then it's like, get the tape. I've got a fix.
Greek out his ear.
Oh, so good. So he's going to give her a ride to the hotel. You can't stay here, obviously.
And she's like, okay, but as long as it's cheap, because I'm not a woman of means anymore.
Yeah, she does.
So I'm a little confused by the finances because it's implied that she and her dead husband were very wealthy. You know, she had the latest clothing. They had this amazing apartment. She could have whatever she needed. But then he's hiding $250,000 that he had to steal, but it seems like he had way, way, way more than that just in general and then sold it all. So I'm like, what money is the stolen money? What money is the wealth they had? Is that the wealth they had?
Here's what I think it is. They weren't married for very long. The Sylvie lady that we're talking to who has the little kid, they were friends because they were both like simultaneous translators at, not the UN, they called it UNESCO or something, but it was some sort of like national, or like, you know, a bunch of heads of countries are in there.
Yeah.
But so I think it was
funny because her friend did English to French and she did French to English.
Yeah. That's true. I feel like they weren't married for very long, and so he was cash poor or whatever. Like he's got his ongoing cons. Like I'm sure he drives a nice car and stuff. I feel like he was just a thief and she just didn't know it yet. Because I'm with you. It's like, okay, they're better off, but then she can get this job back at the UN or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, there's one thing we know about their marriage. Shouldn't have happened. Okay? She wasn't happy.
It wasn't love.
No.
He's hiding something from me, Sylvie. Something terrible. And it frightens me.
And we cut to the funeral for her husband. And you'd think, well, now we're going to be serious, right? Wrongo!
Nope. Goofy as hell.
And some funny-ass bits. Go ahead, hit us, Kate. What's happening during this funeral? Because I'm over here, hands on the belly, just giggling.
Well, it opens with just her and her friend in the front row and the detective in the back row. And her friend's like, I don't know, I really thought there'd be more of a turnout. And she's like, well, if he was found in bed, the guy in the back wouldn't even be here. It'd just be the two of us. And then just in comes a parade of weirdos who all play an important part in this story. But we don't know that at first.
We don't know it, but we are right now being introduced to our three villains of the movie, one at a time. And I think everybody gets their time to shine. The first guy that walks in is this little old bald guy with glasses. Now, his thing in this whole movie is that he sneezes a bunch.
He's allergic to everything.
He's allergic to everything, and he comes in, checks out the body, and then leaves.
But he sneezes all over the body.
Yes, he does.
All over it. Open casket. Well, open box. No casket, just a wooden box.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, she doesn't have any money.
No.
This thing's going to the incinerator, I think. Right?
Amazing.
But so he comes in and he sneezes, and so we meet him, and then he takes a seat. And then in walks James Coburn. Tell me you recognize this guy, right? Tall, skinny guy?
Yes.
James Coburn, cool face.
He is Mr. Crisp in Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Oh, look at you.
I knew him immediately.
That woman. That woman.
Go with God, Crispy.
I love James Coburn. He's in a ton of awesome stuff. He's been Like, he had just been in Magnificent Seven when this came out, I believe. So he was hot shit at the moment. He's always value added to anything he's in. And I think one of the great examples of that is Payback, the Mel Gibson movie from like 98 or something. There's a director's cut that's much better than the one that was in theaters. It's a fun movie. But James Coburn is in there as a guy who's like, cannot believe that Mel Gibson's going to this much trouble for like $70,000 or whatever.
70? What do you mean it's only 70? It's only 70,000? Hell, my suits are worth more than that.
There are parallels to this, because the whole time I'm thinking, they're all going to a hell of a lot of effort for only $250,000.
Right. Now, that would be almost $5 million today. Does that change your mind? There's the inflation for you.
It does. I guess it's just now in 2025 in our action movies, it's like $1 billion that they're going after.
Yeah.
It's like control of the entire planet is what the stakes are.
Yeah. That's true. It does feel pretty quaint, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So he comes in there, and this is great. This part is so good. He goes up there to pay his respects. He busts out a little mirror, puts it under the guy's nose to prove that he's really dead.
Mm-hmm.
This is good stuff too, right?
So if we didn't really understand that it was about spies before, now we have to think so, because that's a spy move.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny is this was another moment where Cary Grant was going, he wouldn't do, nobody's going to know what you mean. No one is going to know what you mean by that. And they go, yes, they will. Yes, they will. And so while they're watching the dailies one day, I guess there was a 5-year-old roaming around, because Cary Grant goes, oh, excuse me, miss, come over here. Showed this little girl the scene and goes, what just happened? And the little girl says, well, he put the mirror down there to see if he's breathing, to see if he's still alive. So Cary Grant was like, well, you got me. I guess people are going to know.
She's 5.
Yeah. Oh, that's because he did it thinking he was going to bust Stanley Donen. He's going to be like, see, this 5-year-old doesn't know shit.
And
you should listen to your A-list star.
He's basically admitting he's an idiot, which is so charming.
Yeah. And that he was cool with it. He goes, well, all right, let's keep rolling. So that's our second one that we meet. And then in walks a lumbering George Kennedy, another familiar face. This is a beast of a man. Do you recognize this guy?
No, and I looked him up and I couldn't place anything.
Okay, the stuff that he's known for the most, like, have you seen Cool Hand Luke? He's the other prisoner that gets into Cool Hand Luke's face. And he's also in, like, the Naked Gun movies with Leslie Nielsen. He's like his number 2.
Okay.
That's the red light district. Wonder why Savage is hanging out down there.
Sex, Frank?
No, not right now, Ed. We got work to do.
He's got one hand in his pocket the whole scene, but he goes up to the casket, takes out a pin, pokes this dude's hand. Loving this, too. Loving it.
They just got to make sure he's dead.
And then he pokes, no reaction, throws the pin at the dead body. Like, nobody gives a shit about this Charles guy. He's like...
And then Reggie gasped. Not really gasped, but she's like, oh.
Yeah. The end of the scene... They didn't top everything else that happened in the scene, but the laugh they go out on is she goes, now what's going to happen? And some guy puts a hand on her shoulder and she gets scared. And it was just, oh, he's just here to give you this note. Apologies.
Right.
But it gets us to the next scene because this note is from an H. Bartholomew from the American Embassy. We're in a movie from 1963 because when they go in for that close-up of the letter that she got, I mean, we're on there for 10 seconds. I mean, they're making sure you read every letter of this, right?
Please come to my office tomorrow morning at the American Embassy. Thank you.
So that we can discuss the matter of your husband's death.
Uh-huh.
We go to the American Embassy in Bartholomew's office, introducing...
And I love that the sign literally said American Embassy instead of United States of America.
Oh, would it not say American Embassy?
American, like, that's not a country. America is not a country.
So it would be the United States Embassy or something, or what?
It would be the United States, or United States of America Embassy.
Oh.
It's usually referred to as U.S. Embassy.
Ah, okay. Here's something funny is when they were writing this movie, they were trying to figure out where the CIA would work at. And so they called the American Embassy up and was like, does the CIA have people there? And they said, we're not allowed to tell you that. Sorry.
They don't.
They don't what?
They don't. The CIA doesn't have people at the embassy. They have their own stations all over Europe.
Gotcha.
Them being like, we're not allowed to tell you that. They literally weren't allowed to. And I guess they took that as I guess so. But
right.
We know.
Well, also,
we know now.
We're going to find out from Walter Matthau here in a second. But, I mean, you are the CIA expert. shit was just starting, right?
It was.
I mean, the CIA had just been invented.
Her character didn't even know what the CIA was. So you have to think the general public would have no idea if they operated out of the embassy.
Yeah, and that was a weird thing that you really have to think about. I really had to like massage my social studies mind grapes up there to go like, because it is kind of weird. He's like trying to explain that this was an offshoot of the OSS or whatever, and like the history of the CIA, and she has no friggin' clue. Like there's jokes in here.
She calls it the CIO.
That's so funny. Walter Matthau, talk about comedic timing. That pause that he waits to go CIA, Mrs. Lambert. Okay.
What's this got to do with the CIO?
CIA, Mrs. Lambert.
But Bartholomew is here, Walter Matthau, and he works for the CIA. There's a fun thing where they go, she says, oh, like spies. And then Walter Matthau's like, we call them agents. That's a little runner they do throughout the movie that's a lot of fun.
And they reverse it. Sometimes
yeah,
he says spies, and she's like, I'm an agent.
Yeah. So that's a fun little callback that they do.
You yourself said women make the best spies.
Agents.
Walter Matthau was a star. I mean, Odd Couple hadn't come out and stuff. He wasn't Walter Matthau yet. But does he deliver? I mean, he gives you the Matthau magic in this movie. Am I right?
He does.
Voila, as they say. Won't you sit down, Mrs. Lambert?
He asked for stuff to eat, and they were like, why? And he goes, because I look funny while I'm eating. And guess what? Dude looks funny while he's eating, doesn't he? Sitting there chomping on his liverwurst sandwich.
He's offering, he just has a plate of sandwiches to offer her in his office. Liverwurst or turkey. In the cabinet. Or chicken.
He goes, liverwurst, chicken, or liverwurst.
It's so odd. Now, at this point in the movie, are you suspicious?
I'm not suspicious. Now, let's be careful here of what we say, but I can't remember the first time I saw this movie, to be sure, but I'm almost positive all the twists got me. I don't think I was ever wise to it, to any of them. Were you? Were you suspicious in this scene?
The only one I was suspicious of was Walter Matthau, because they made sure to show us that there was no assistant at the desk.
Good catch.
And I was like, that's very odd.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't bother showing us that if it didn't mean something. But then when he presented the liverwurst, I was like, yeah, but he's got like snacks in there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know.
So then I was we'll see. But I was like,
okay.
I knew that I wasn't going to be able to trust anybody. And for the longest time, I was suspicious of Reggie.
Really?
I thought maybe the twist was going to be that she was pulling the long con on all of them.
Ooh, okay.
So that made me miss the other twists because I was focused on the wrong thing.
Wow. So this thing hit you in all the right spots, I feel.
Yeah. Aside from Bartholomew, yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. This was, when you watch it again, knowing what to look for, I think this is an excellent example of a script of a mystery of like, you don't see it when you watch it the first time, but then you watch it a second time and you notice that he goes, is that you, Mrs. Williams or whatever? And he says like a fake name of the receptionist.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes me think in my head, this is really his office.
Hello?
Is there anything wrong, Miss Tompkins?
Miss Tompkins isn't here.
But it also justifies why she's not there. I don't know. All these little bits were really working for me.
They're good.
He's so freaking funny in here eating. Oh, this was great. This is where he says Mrs. Lambert a bunch. And then he goes, and guess what? Charles Lambert, that wasn't his name. He was Charles Voss. Do you want to see this, Mrs. Voss? And then instantly he's calling her Mrs. Voss.
And she's like, that's not my name. My marriage certificate says Lambert.
Yeah.
All right, Mrs. Voss.
Please stop calling me that. Lambert's the name on the marriage license.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
But how many times in this movie did someone say Mrs. Lambert? I mean, it was like
lots.
3 times a minute, the whole movie, beginning to end.
I know, and that's why I'm just like floored why you can't recognize it when I do my Matthau of it. Mrs. Lambert.
Mrs. Lambert?
Okay. Mrs. Lambert? Okay, whatever.
Mrs. Lambert.
Oh, another thing we find out here, we see war pictures of the 3 men that we just met at the funeral. James Coburn, George Kennedy, and then the older, balder guy. We see pictures of them from the war And we find out that they were all in World War II together, along with Charles, her husband. And this delivery of gold that they had, they didn't deliver it. They stole it and sold it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Charles tried to get off on it on his own. And these are the three guys that helped out with the score and are like, now I want my cut. He's like, look, you got to be careful, okay? Because I don't want you to end up dead like your husband. He's really laying it on here, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and great line by her. She goes, but Mr. Bartholomew, if you're trying to frighten me, you're doing a first-rate job. Great line.
Mr. Bartholomew, if you're trying to frighten me, you're doing a first-rate job.
And he reminds her of, like, look, whatever was on his person, go through that stuff, because it's got to be in there somewhere. So now we're thinking about that bag again. It's just that bag full of junk is what he's talking about. And again, Bartholomew here thinks that Lampert knows where it is, but she does not. But she is sent away going, look for that stuff. It's got to be there somewhere. Give it back to us, though, Mrs. Lampert, because we're the government and we want our money back. Cut to the garden, and there's like a Punch and Judy puppet show going on that Audrey's watching, and then Cary Grant comes up to her, and how's this? This is a great scene, too, right?
It's great. He's like, yeah, you told me to meet you over there. Why are we watching this little kid puppet show?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because it's yet another example of how to hide exposition. Because she explains the premise of Punch and Judy, but she's really explaining her defense to Cary Grant and to the inspector who's nearby, and she doesn't know. I did not kill my husband. He's really dead, and I don't know why.
She didn't do it.
Oh, she did it all right.
I believe her.
Again, I say well done script. Well done script here.
Yes, however, we were pretty caught up by then.
We were. I appreciate it that we needed the cop and Cary Grant to hear her say that she did not kill him, but he's really dead. I don't know. I kind of liked it, but you're right. I mean, they had done it a few times, I suppose.
I do not care for those puppets.
They're a little freaky, right?
Uh-huh. It reminded me of Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it did. And I'm going to venture a guess, I don't think the kids enjoyed it much either.
They were just kind of like...
They were terrified.
Not impressed and making all sorts of weird faces.
Well, because everybody's getting the shit kicked out of them. Punch is getting beat to death by Judy. Judy's whooping on the cop. Like,
I don't know. French kids from the 60s. Who's to say?
Cary Grant's like, okay, I'm vice president of cheering you up. Let's go out tonight. And so they do. We see another good look alert on Audrey. She's got a little sleeveless black number. They're out at some sort of French party. You want to tell us about this, Kate?
It's French nonsense. I don't understand what this is because they're seated at little tables. I guess they're drinking. They're not being served food. And then all of a sudden they have to get up and participate in this game. And it's kind of like suck and blow, but with a ball under your chin.
No, an orange. An orange.
An orange.
That's even bigger, I think. I think that's key to remember here. Wait, suck and blow. That's with a piece of paper? I suppose I've heard of that, I think.
It was in Clueless.
Right. There you go. Okay, cool.
Suck and blow is a game, Elton.
God, Elton, can you suck?
So this orange game, the whole point was you need to pass this orange to another person without using your hands. And you start with it in your neck. Now, the joke and excuse here is so you have to get super up close and personal with a stranger. I don't want to play this game.
No,
ever.
They're like groping each other. You're groping a stranger. He ends up having to like rub this orange all over this woman's chest, even though he didn't have to do that. He had the orange. He could have just clamped it against his shoulder and spun around, but they had to make it a big, uh-oh, it's going all over your boobs. Uh-oh, again. Uh-oh.
Okay, you're right. That did happen. But that, to me, that's where it's paying off. You got Cary Grant in your picture. I mean, he's doing Cary Grant shit right now. This is one of two scenes in this movie where I'm going, this was in the trailer. Because he's doing Cary Grant shit in there. Weren't you eating it up?
It's a little sexual assaulty. And then we see other people in the line on the other side doing it too, and they're equally as aggressive. Two other strangers just kind of getting rapey.
And what's weird is originally it was like a buxom young blonde and stuff. And I think they made the right move in getting an older lady who was stern-faced and was like she has no reaction to any of it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the move.
Oh, yeah.
But here's another reason I love this game, though. We're having fun. And, Cary Grant's hamming it up. I mean, he is doing cheeseball stuff left and right. So we're having fun. Audrey's having fun. And then all of a sudden, the guy that she's with gets up close and is like, You don't want to die like your husband, Mrs. Lampert. Turns out it's Baldy.
It doesn't belong to you. You do know that, don't you?
I don't know anything.
Mrs. Lampert. Any morning now, you could wake up dead, Mrs. Lampert.
I thought this was great, because how scary would that be? You're playing this dumb game where you have to touch necks with a stranger, and the first one you get is some guy that's like, I'm going to kill you, like in your ear. Right? It's terrifying.
It's very scary.
And so she kicks him in the shin and runs out of there. I like the shin kick. That was pretty cool.
I thought it was funny that she didn't grab... What did she think his name was at that point?
Peter Joshua.
She didn't grab Peter Joshua and to run out of there. She ran out on her own, which is putting herself in potentially even more danger.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, she doesn't know that these guys are after her, other than the fact that Bartholomew told her so, right? Like, so, you think it's weird that she didn't go, hey, Peter, this is one of the guys that's after me right here?
No, I think it's weird that she didn't grab him and say, let's get out of here. She just took off and didn't even tell him.
Well, yeah, she said he stepped on my foot and she ran out. Okay.
But they're on a date and she's like, bye.
Yeah. So she does. She bolts out of there and goes in a phone booth. A lot of fun phone booth stuff in here. So she goes in there to hide and she's scared and she tries to leave. Uh-oh. Here's James Coburn again, being just cool as hell with these matches, huh? I mean, he's being a real bastard, but he's being pretty cool.
I don't know. This was scary. I didn't like this. I was scared by this. He's threatening her and he keeps lighting matches and dropping them in her lap and she's screaming because granted it's hitting her clothing and it's not touching her skin, but I'm like, okay, first of all, that's Givenchy. You're burning a Givenchy skirt. How dare you? He just keeps doing it and it's really scary.
Yeah. I think it was pretty effective. I don't like you're saying she's not going to get burned. Okay, she's not going to be engulfed in flames. But again, someone's invading her space in a way where it's like,
she's stuck,
hard to deal
pinned
with.
In the phone booth, getting matches dropped on her.
Yeah, so that's spooky. So then Coburn leaves, and then in walks, perfect timing, here's Cary Grant again. He's like, where'd you go? And she's like, well, I had to run out of here and lose you so that I could see Coburn for a second. But I'm glad you're here. Let's continue the movie.
What are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
All right. Now, beginning with this scene of them going up the elevator to her room. They even mentioned this in the commentary, so I'm comfortable in saying this. There are two lines that happen in this scene that anytime there's a montage about how great Cary Grant is, both of these moments from this scene are in it. I'll guarantee it. Because they're going up the elevator. He's like going like, come on, child, go to bed. And he's got like a classic butt chin. He's got a famous butt chin, right? And she, with her white gloves on, goes, how do you shave in there? That's so awesome!
There's a lot of moments like that. It's really funny.
How do you shave in there?
Yeah, and like that moment, and then, so she's really flirting it up. And he's like, no, this is where he's like, how would you like a spanking? And she's like, stop treating me like a child, blah, blah, blah.
I'm already divorced.
What? Yeah, I'm available, dude.
But it's a good question, Kurt. How do you shave in the butt chin?
I don't know. I don't have a butt chin.
Do you have to
I don't know.
put your tongue underneath to make the skin kind of pop out?
Well, yeah, I think if you do this, right? That's probably what they do.
It looks like it's very annoying.
Yeah, it was a good cue. So now they're out of the elevator and she's like, can you take me around the park once more? She's being super cute.
Here you are.
Where?
On the street where you live.
How about once more around the park?
How about getting out of here? Come on, child, out.
And then she says, this is so good. Because he's like being mean to her. And she goes, you know what's wrong with you? What? Long pause. She looks up at him. Nothing.
She's in love.
That's the line, baby. That's the line. Huh?
She's in love.
Do you know what's wrong with you?
No, what?
Nothing.
The way she looks at him throughout this whole movie with those eyes.
So cute.
Blink, blink, blink.
Ah, boy, was it working. So she goes into her room, but she's not alone. Friggin' George Kennedy's in there. The big dude we see why he had his hand in his pocket. He's got a claw.
He's got a hook
on his hand. He's got a friggin' hook hand, and he's tearing the shit out of her room. And so she yells for Peter. Cary Grant comes up, runs in there, shuts the door, and we hear like a struggle. They're in there fighting. Reggie goes in there. She doesn't see anybody. There's an open window. Where is everyone?
Don't let anyone in except me. And close these windows after me.
Be careful.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
And now here is when we learn one of the twists. And again, when I first watched this, I remember going, oh, you guys got me. You guys friggin' got me. Because he goes out the window to chase down this George Kennedy guy, and he's hopping to and from windows. He approaches an open window, and he can hear the bad guys in there talking. And they're going like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? That was stupid. Why'd you jump the gun? And we're going, okay, well, now Cary Grant's here to bust the whole thing up. But that's not what happens. He hops in there, and what's he say, Kate?
They're like, oh, hey, man, where you been?
He's like, that was stupid.
He's in on it.
He's one of the guys.
He's one of the guys. I was really bummed out because I thought that whole meet cute in the Alps was orchestrated, even though it felt so smooth and cool. It's like, yeah, no wonder. It was fake.
Yeah, that's true. And I love this because, I mean, maybe somebody could point me to a movie where this happened, but like, we know though that Cary Grant's not going to be the bad guy.
Right.
Like, we know there's going to be another twist. This is why I feel so comfy with these kind of movies, because I'm floored by that twist, but I'm going, okay, but he's not really the bad guy.
He's like a triple agent or something.
Yeah.
Totally. And then that makes him even cooler.
This I loved. So he goes like, give me a room that's next to hers. I want to be next to her. And he's going, just leave me alone. I'll get the money, okay? And then we'll all split it up. He goes back to Reggie's room, smooth talking her. She gets a freaking phone call from George Kennedy in the other room. Hook hand is going, hey, don't trust that guy. His name's Dial, and he's one of us.
Yeah.
This friggin' dude.
Don't trust him. Don't tell him anything. He's after the money.
I hated the sound of the phone ringing.
Really? What do you mean?
Yeah. It sounded like a buzzer. It didn't sound like a phone, and I hated it. It's so French.
Now Reggie is in on the fact that Cary Grant's dirty, but he doesn't know that yet. And so these are the kind of fun scenes where it's like, well, now she's got the upper hand, but he thinks he has the upper hand.
And that just adds to their flirtation.
Absolutely. And this is just like the textbook screenwriter stuff where I'm just like, you guys are checking the boxes. It's all working.
And even though she thinks he's in on it, that really doesn't deter her from being in love with him. Because once she finds out that his name isn't Peter Joshua and it's Dial, now she's like, I love you, Dial. She doesn't care. She's like, I love you.
Yeah, she didn't give a shit. You're right. So she's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. And so Cary Grant goes to his room, but not before taking a strain from his sock. He's got a little push pin in his pocket, ties this to the door. The director and writer were saying this was a moment of contention because people were like, why would he have this stuff? But whatevs. I say whatevs.
If he's in some kind of spycraft situation, he would absolutely have that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and also, like, one, it reminds me, I think it might have been in Dr. No the year before, where Bond tapes, like, a little piece of hair on the door to see if somebody entered. Cary Grant's trying to figure out if and when she leaves her room, so it has to be more than that. So I think it's kind of clever where he has, like, he ties a string to the door and attaches it to, like, a ball or something, and so when she opens the door, he'll know to follow her.
Yep.
That's what happens. She runs out there to get a cab. He tries to chase after her. She does a cool little trick where she tells the cab to go ahead.
And then hides behind the next cab. And then when he gets in, he says, follow that cab. And it's going to nowhere.
Who knows? This is one of a few times where it's like, you could tell Reggie lives in this area because she speaks French. And she does some stuff that helps her get the upper hand on Cary Grant because she's like a local or whatever. And I feel like this is a good example of it. Now she meets up with Bartholomew in like the town square. And they go to like an all-night place to like eat like onion soup or something. The director was saying like people at 3 a.m. would meet at this place and that's what they do.
And smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. And this is when Bartholomew's like, that can't be Carson Dial because Carson Dial's dead. So now he's still lying to you. And this was more of the fun stuff where it's like when she's going to f with him, she can because she goes, hey, can I have one of those? Grabs a cigarette from him. Tears the filter off and says, this is like drinking coffee through a veil or something, where I was like, damn, how roasted and toasted were Audrey Hepburn's lungs? If she was like, ew, filters are gross.
I can't stand those things. It's like drinking coffee through a veil.
It's very Manic Pixie Dream Girl because that's not something that real people, real live people would say.
They might back then, though, because filters were kind of new. She breaks the filter off, lights it, and then takes another one of his cigarettes and breaks it. And he goes, you know how much those things cost? This is more stuff where she's just like f***ing with them.
I mean, did cigarettes cost a lot back then? I know they do now.
I mean, no, but it does to this skinflint, this friggin' guy.
What's wrong with that one?
Nothing, I guess. What happened then?
Have you any idea what these things cost?
Please go on, Mr. Bartholomew. What happened then?
This is where, so Bartholomew tells her more of the backstory. We find out the exact amount, the $250,000. And then we find out that George Kennedy lost his hand in the war while they were getting this money or something.
Right. It was literally in the act of stealing it. He lost the hand.
And I like this, that Audrey Hepburn's like, all right, that's it. I'm out. I'm out of here. Which is what a lot of times in movies you want to scream at the main character. Why are you sticking around?
Girl, get out of there. And she's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm leaving for the airport in the morning.
Yeah. And he's like, well, he convinces her to stay and fight. And I like his angle of like, it doesn't matter where you, like, people are still going to be at, as far as people know, you're the one who knows where this money is.
They'll come after you in New York.
Yeah. But so she decides, fine, I'm going to stay and fight. And so now she's like trying to follow Cary Grant. These were, again, belly laughs from me. Just Audrey Hepburn doing some awesome Audrey Hepburn shit, right? Like, Cary Grant walks out and there's like a lady hitting a blanket to get the dust off. And so he has to stop. And so you just turn around and run back in. Then we get the close up and she's got a little head wrap on to put on her big glasses.
Yeah.
And then she's following him and he turns around. And so she like takes a seat at this one dork's table. And she keeps playing with this dork, making him think that they're like in love so they could be or so she can hide, quote unquote.
Uh-huh. And then she's like,
this poor guy, right?
Stop following me. Get away from me. And then she comes back. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah. Then he follows her. It's like, Madame. And she's like, do I need to call the police? Dude, I'd go home if I was that guy. I don't. Yeah, today's not working for me. This was very cruel, lady.
If you don't stop following me, I'll call the police.
But she does follow him to another hotel, right? Or maybe it's just their hotel. But he goes to the front desk, and there's a zoom in on A to D, as in like last names. And that means D for dial. So this motherfucker is lying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she sees him get a letter for Dial at the front desk. Then we hear over the loudspeaker, Carson Dial, so-and-so, there's a call for you.
And they say in booth number 4. I thought that was wild. These phone booths that the operator could patch into and send people to.
Cool.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it was a thing they did back then.
Mm-hmm.
He gets on the phone, and who is it? It's freaking Audrey Hepburn. Because another thing I love about her, she knows he's lying, and she calls it on him right away. She goes...
Oh, and she's only 3 phone booths down from his.
Yep. She goes, Reggie? And she goes, yeah, that's the only name I've got. How about you?
Ooh,
burn. Good burn. That's a good burn. He's like, all right, you got me. What do you want?
It's the only name I've got. How about you?
I know cat and mouse. You've got me. What do you want to know?
I like that, too. Because in a lesser movie... At some point, one of them will be offended that the other one was just doing this for the money. And they'd have to do the breakup so they can get back together. I love this, where it's like we get the beats of, oh, he's lying to me. And then she has fun with him, and then we're back to square one again.
Every time.
Right? I love it.
Like 5 times.
Yeah, it's great.
He leaves in the middle of their conversation.
Or does he, though? Because she goes, well, what is your name? Hello. She goes over to his booth. It's empty. So either he left... or there's some big lug with a hook for a hand that's got a gun on him. And they are now up in the stairwell.
This is our big fight scene of the movie.
Yeah, which probably blew some minds in 1963. And I still love the art of it. But okay, yeah. It's not the coolest fight scene you've ever seen.
No, but I was thinking the same thing. Like, I can see how this turned into the modern fight scenes that we have now on a rooftop. Like, this is just standard fare for any Ethan Hunt, James Bond situation.
Yeah. But I thought it looked great. And it's like they're doing stuff with model sets where, like, the building next to the building they're on is a lot smaller so that it looks perspective-wise that it's further away. Mm-hmm. Again, this is just cool movie-making stuff. And they get in a fight, and it's funny because, so this is... George Kennedy, hook for a hand, is fighting Cary Grant. Looking pretty good. Everybody's getting their blows in. And then George Kennedy misses and goes over the edge. And we see him scrape down the roof. And you see like sparks on his hook. So they got that shot because they put a lighter at the end of his hook so that when it was rolling down, it would spark. So it would look like that. Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
It's more movie magic, man. Okay, so he goes inside and goes back to his room and gets cleaned up by Reggie. And now we've seen this scene in other movies, and it's working here because he's all bloody and bruised, right? She's like, here, let me fix that for you.
Yeah.
She's like, here, I'll clean that up.
She rips open his shirt.
This was working for me, Kate.
It's not too bad. You won't be able to lie on your back for a few days. I mean, you can lie from any position, can't you?
So finally, this is where they smooch and he doesn't fight back.
Mm-hmm.
Like finally he's on board too. And again, we're going, it's okay, they're 25 years apart, but I buy it. We're good here. And then they get a phone call and it's the bad guys again. And they're going, come over to our room. This was another cool part of the story where I'm going, we've already done this, haven't we? And we haven't. Because she goes, well, why would I want to do that? And he goes, well, I've got a reason over here that's about 6 or 7 years old. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, it's the annoying kid from the Alps.
So now they got to go over there.
Hey, Tex, do something with this kid, will you? My whole leg's going to sleep.
They go over to the room, and now everybody's all together face to face. Like Cary Grant, Audrey Hepburn, the 3 bad guys. And they're all like, you know where the money is. You know where it is. You know where it is. Cary Grant's like, dude, go search my room. Do whatever you got to do. And they say, fine, we will do that. So then we cut to their room, and Baldy and Coburn, we got that bag again, and they dump it out. And this is yet another scene where they go piece by piece and go, this isn't it, this isn't it, this isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
And it's Charlie's stuff.
Looks like it.
Think we ought to call Herman?
What for? If it's not here, why bother him?
So Reggie is with the kid looking, and she finds like a briefcase on top of the armoire or whatever. Is that what that thing was?
And that was the kid's idea.
Yeah, the kid's idea. And she finds something. And what does that little kid do?
Is
he cool? And does he keep his mouth shut?
No,
or no?
This little snitch runs into the hallway screaming, we found it. We found it. And everyone comes in. And I'm like, they kidnapped him. Why is he trying to please them? But she actually didn't seem too upset by it.
No, I think she knows he's a little shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was kind of defeated of like, well, I knew he was going to do that.
Yeah.
He's going to do the most annoying thing, this little
We found it! We found it!
Did you find it?
No.
So, but they think, oh, you're trying to hide it. But then they open up that briefcase and what's in there? It's not money. Mm-mm.
No.
What is it?
It's the hook hand.
It's another claw. And everybody goes, wait a minute. Where is George Kennedy, though? Uh-oh, he's in Cary Grant's room. Where is he, Kate?
He's in the bathtub, drowned.
Drowned. We got another dead body.
And they're like, we got to get him out of there, into some pajamas, and in his bed.
So they do. What a funny cut, too, because they're like, well, the police aren't going to be happy about this. And then so then they cut to the next morning or whatever, and like the maid comes in and screams at this dead body in the bed.
And then we hear the detective like, he drowned in bed.
Yeah. We cut to the inspector's office, and he's going, 23 years I've known how to sniff out a liar. You guys are all lying to me right now. We've got a guy who drowned in his bed. It's the second corpse I found in a pajamas. Right? That was funny, because it's not the last time either.
A man drowned in his bed and in his pajamas. The second one in his pajamas.
They all head out. They walk the waterfront. This is probably a famous place in Paris. Can you fill me in on this?
It's
Globetrotter?
It's the River Seine.
Of course.
This scene had one of my favorite moments.
Ice cream?
No.
No.
When she says, you're like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then the camera pans up to Notre Dame, and he goes, how'd that get there?
That's great.
It's just
That's a great
irreverent,
line.
weird shit.
Like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Huh? Oh, who put that there?
Now so that's at the tail end of this talk that they have. It's they have a little walk and talk along the Seine.
The Seine.
The Seine. Say it, Kate.
The Seine.
The Seine. They're walking along the Seine. They're probably eating a croissant or something.
Croissant.
But she stops and wants an ice cream. An ice cream. Is that good? Does that sound French?
An ice cream. An ice cream.
that sounds French as hell. That's not a French as hell, Kate. So she gets it, and then, of course, it gets on him, and she's like, oh, aren't we funny and silly? Now, this is fascinating. She's going, I'm scared, dude. Like, we could get assassinated.
I mean, any minute now we could be assassinated. Would you do anything like that?
What, assassinate someone?
Now, here's something very fascinating. This movie opened December 5th of 1963. What happened 2 weeks before? In late November of 1963.
That would be Kennedy's assassination.
Okay. And so they realize this as the movie's getting sent out, right? Like they've struck the prints and stuff. And the writer's like, we can't say assassinate. Like we can't. It's too fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And so they dubbed it. They had to find a word that was the same syllables and would kind of look the same.
That's a long word. Assassinate.
Okay, so can you guess what they subbed in?
Obliterate?
Eliminate.
Eliminate.
Pretty good though, right?
Yeah.
But what's funny is, so they did that for when it was released, but then it has since been replaced back to say assassin. So the version that we watched said assassin. But it's just funny to think about it at that time.
Yeah, it was a scary time.
They started shooting the week the Cuban Missile Crisis happened too. And I think it was when they were shooting that orange scene with the neck, the party game, where the director was like, we were having a hard time, and we finally just called it, and we were like, the world might end tomorrow. Let's get today's over. Let's go to the bar and watch the news.
Wow.
Okay, so they're back in the hotel, and more cutesy stuff from Reggie, because Cary Grant's like, all right, well, I'm going back to my room. I'm going to take a bath. And she goes, ew, with the dead guy in it? You sure you want to do that? This is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is good, smooth talking on her end, right?
So then
maybe you should come over to my place.
He's like reluctant to do it, but he gives in, and he starts taking off his shoes. And she's like, well, what are you doing? He's like,
yeah,
I can't take a shower with my shoes on. Like,
right.
It's constant, just like, come have sex with me. Wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's true. Because he goes, just scream if something really happens. So she goes, okay. And then she goes in the corner, screams.
Reggie?
Got you.
And I'm like, oh, you've got me, Audrey. Keep talking.
I mean, if a man did that to a woman.
But since it's Audrey Hep and she is just so adorable, we're like, do it, girl.
Lock that door.
Lock that door. And so she does.
And then
what
he
happens
does
next?
something so adorable.
Which is?
He takes a shower in his suit. And he's like, it's a quick dry suit. And the tag literally says, to keep its shape, wear it while you wash it.
And he straight up gets in the shower and does a whole routine where he's washing soap on the suit as he's in the water.
How often do you go through this little ritual?
Oh, every day the manufacturer recommends it.
And this is scene number 2, Kate, for either trailer moment or this is why you pay the Cary Grant fee. This is some Cary Grant shit. Nobody else is getting away with this, right? I mean, think about it. It doesn't make any damn sense. Cary Grant didn't want to do it. He fought like hell. He was like, why would I ever do this? This makes 0 sense. I don't want to do this. And they're like, just do it. It's a cute movie thing. And so reluctantly he did it. And I get his point.
Yeah.
But this is a movie magic scene to me where it's like, yeah, this is a movie though. Like, this is cute.
But it's also, it's motivated because the character is trying to get her to trust him.
Yeah.
And she does, but these kind of moments, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to strip naked in front of you. I'm going to bathe with my suit on.
So Cary Grant is known for his timing and stuff. I'm not like the first to say that he had it. Okay, I'm not the first one to go, Cary Grant had the good stuff. Okay. But an example of why he is so good is when he says, see, and he opens the jacket so you can read the lining, and he puts his glasses on to see in the water that's pouring down, by the way. Okay. He puts his glasses on. Okay. He opens it up and then he does this with his hand to wipe water away from his glasses before he reads it. He goes, shh, you see? You're supposed to wash and wear or whatever.
There's the label. Look at the small print. Wearing this suit during washing helps protect its shape.
That whole delivery, this motion here, I was like, oh my God, this guy.
The windshield wipers.
Yes. Oh, it was so smooth. And it's a great point because at this moment, they're having a friggin' ball. I mean, they might as well be knocking the boots right now. Like this, they are together right now as a team. They've never been closer. I think we can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then a classic thing the movie does repeatedly and ups it each time. She gets a phone call that says, guess what? That guy's lying to you again.
Yeah.
You're not going to like this, Mrs. Lappert. Carson Dial had no brother.
This is from Walter Matthau. He's at home. He's not eating, but he's doing squats. What'd you think of him when he's doing his squats? It's good, right?
He was doing that. It was funny that the camera was like moving with him.
Loved it. Those are the yucks I'm here for, Kate. Those kind of little things like that where I'm like, I'm right on. And he says, Carson Dial has no brother. So dude's lying to you again.
Mm-hmm.
Now they go to a date on the boat and she's suspicious and he can tell too. He's like, you haven't said anything. Like, what's up? Now he tries to get her on his side again and he goes, you know, this thing's still a little damp.
Hey, you know this thing is still damp?
Did he really wear that same suit to that date? He was rubbing soap on this thing.
It's quick dry.
I guess. But I loved him of going like, hey, remember when we were so happy 20 minutes ago? Like, hey, remember that funny thing I did and you were just eating it up? Let's go back to that, please.
How much were you loving the sound design on this scene?
Loved it. Go ahead and talk about it. Let's hear it.
So they're on the boat, on the dinner cruise down the Seine, and it goes under lots of bridges. And every time it goes under a bridge, the post-sound team added hella reverb to their voices to make it sound like they're echoing under the bridge. But it's not actually filmed on the river. It's a soundstage. That's a really big rear projection screen. So, and the perspective is off. It doesn't make any sense, but we like it. We like it.
I did notice that, and they talk about that in the commentary as it being funny and stuff. And I do think it's funny. I like that they did it, but it's not like it sold the effect.
No.
It was just kind of like a joke of like, hey, look, we're making a movie here because it should sound echoey for a hot second.
We're making a movie.
No, not yet.
Whoever's left alive at the end will pretty much have sewn up the nomination, don't you think?
What are you trying to say? That I might have killed Charles and Scobie?
And this is where she says, we hear another name. Okay, he's not Dial. He's not Peter Joshua. He's Adam Camfield. And it turns out he's a crook and he loves it, okay? So why don't you just get off my back, lady?
Well, it's simple. I like what I do. I enjoy my work.
And yet again, every time we hear a name, is there a Mrs. Camfield? And he says, yep.
Yes, but we're divorced.
Boom. Count it. Count it. Another killer callback happening in this movie.
Is there a Mrs. Canfield?
Yes, but we're divorced.
So then, this was a weird thing. I don't know if they do this today. This is supposed to be like a romantic cruise, right? The captain of their little boat on the Seine puts the spotlight to the water's edge to like bust people necking and stuff.
Yeah, I guess it's part of the romantic night out in Paris. And they're loving it. Everyone's laughing and smiling.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, how long did they really do this? And at what point did they put a spotlight on somebody and they were balls deep in kudzu?
You know, that's a good question. I did not consider that.
I mean, there's no way they're doing that today.
No.
I mean, people aren't hiding to go make out by a tree. Like, they're doing something else over there by a tree.
I mean, they probably busted a lot of, like, gay dudes.
That too. So then we cut to Sneezy Bald Guy's room. He gets a phone call at 3:30 in the morning. We don't know who from, but they're saying, hey, come and meet me. And he says, oh, fine. So he gets up in the middle of the night and he's taking the elevator down. The elevator's acting kind of funny, isn't it? Like the power's going off and whatnot. We don't know what's what. He's trying to get off. This is one of those old school elevators too.
Yeah.
That's also in the movie Mixed Nuts. These are like the cool, there's like a little gate and then another little door thing. It's pretty sweet.
The door, yep. They're sweet, but they're also terrifying because you realize if anything goes wrong, there's no call button.
That's true. And in both the movies I'm talking about, Mixed Nuts and here, stops at weird spots.
Yeah.
Madeline Kahn is trapped in Mixed Nuts. And there's a body in that, so do we talk about that come holiday season? We'll see.
Maybe.
But he lowers, and we hear him off screen saying, hey, stop that, stop that, stop that. The inspector shows up, and yet again, he's going, all right, third dead body, third pair of pajamas. Right?
Yeah.
It's good. That's good stuff.
3 of them, all in their pajamas? C'est ridicule. What is it, some new American fad? And now, your friend who lives here, the one from Texas.
The inspector wants to know where Tex is. That's Coburn. Surely he's the one who did this.
I didn't realize he had a Texas accent until like more than halfway through the movie.
Oh, James Coburn?
Yeah, his character.
You don't think he was putting it on enough, or it was subtle?
Not really. Not really.
There's a line he says later that I'm saving. But Cary Grant gets a call from Tex, and Tex is like, you know where the money is. Give me the money. Hangs up with Tex, and now Cary Grant realizes Tex doesn't know where the friggin' money is. He thinks we have it. And so again, he's going, so that means the only people that could have it is you or me. So what does he tell Reggie to do? Go get that bag again. And what do? Dump everything out and look at it one by one again.
Piece by piece.
And I'm sitting there going, great. We've looked at this. There's nothing in here. You're still not wise to it, right?
I had no idea.
Okay, cool. And then he says, yep, it's heroin, peppermint flavored heroin. We're having fun. She says, I love you, Adam. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, I know you already told me. And she goes, no, I said, I love you, Alex. This time I said Adam. And I'm like, you got me, Reg. You got me.
She does not care.
I love you, Adam.
Yes, you told me.
No. The last time I said I love you, Alex.
Oh.
So then next day, she's back at work. She got her job back. Good for her, right?
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, but she's back there translating her little tush off, and we see the room, and she's in there talking, and then Cary Grant comes in there and starts smooching that neck. This friggin' guy. Just let her work, dude.
But she loves it. She's like giggling, messing up her translation.
And they realize that there's one thing missing from the bag because we're reminded that there was a receipt in the bag of all the contents. Like, that's another thing. And they go, oh, what about the agenda? There was an agenda book in here. Mm-hmm. Where is that, I wonder? And so that's when they're like, let's get out of here. And she just straight up quits her job.
She just runs out. And then he's like, carry on.
Carry on.
Yeah. Oh, it's all right, gentlemen. Carry on.
So they race over to the garden, and they're looking for somebody. And while they're looking around, they see Tex also looking for somebody. Mm-hmm. This part's cool, and this was a part where James Coburn gets to shine, because now is when they drop the biggest bomb of all. Because we're looking at Cary Grant following Tex around, James Coburn, and he's walking around an area of like, this is like a farmer's market area.
Yeah.
And he's walking down the path of like people with stamp collectors and stuff. And that's when they drop the cue. Dong! Impact. Zoom in on James Coburn's face. He's close up on him, looking here, looking left, looking right. Close up of stamps. Close up of stamps.
Stamps?
It hits him.
It's the stamps.
Okay, so now he bolts. Cary Grant doesn't know where he's going, and then Cary Grant looks around. It's the friggin' stamps. Mm-hmm. So now he's off. Now, I'm trying to remember, this I thought was one of the most clever things ever. I mean, this was such a bomb drop to me. Now, one thing that I still have questions about. So one, it's the stamps that were on that envelope that we've seen now 4 different times. So this is the magic of this mystery, is that they had us this whole time, and I fell for it every step of the way. It's like, oh, it was the stamps.
Something on that bed is worth $250,000.
Now, here's where I get held up. Why is the stamp still worth something if you used it?
It's not. This held me up too, dude. That's the whole point. When you have a stamp collection, you don't ever use them, because now you're sticking it onto something, and the post office is going to be stamping stuff on top of it. It's ruined.
But, I mean, well, I guess let's go through. I mean, we just have to assume, we have to roll with the fact that it could still be usable. But you're saying you don't think it would be. It's not worth that anymore.
But I don't know how things worked in 1963 in France.
Yeah. So now they realize it, and Reggie is there, and she's like, she sees her friend Sylvie there, and she's going, what are you doing here? And she goes, I'm here with my son, Jean-Luc, that little shit who shot you in the face with water a bunch.
That wasn't
and then
his
busted
name.
You up. It was John Wee or something. It was close enough, dude.
Jean-Luc? Like Jean-Luc Picard?
It was Jean Wee or something. I mean, I apologize if I'm making you think of Picard, but I was pretty close on his name. Jean something.
They've got Jean-Louis.
And so now she puts it together. Oh, he's here for stamp time. Stamps! It was those stamps!
It was the stamps.
We rush back to Reggie's room. Cary Grant busts in there. James Coburn's already there, looking pretty full of himself, isn't he? Mm-hmm. And Cary Grant pulls a gun and is like, give me the stamps. I know you know about them. James Coburn just lays into him. He's like, sure, here. It's worthless. We see the envelope. The stamps are torn out. So it's like, uh-oh. This was where the Southern stuff came through, because he says, you fell for her like an egg from a tall chicken. What?
So he starts to say that she's been conning him. And that's what I thought the twist was, from the beginning.
Yeah. I've never once in my life considered chickens tall or short. And so the idea of his analogy being, you fell like an egg from a tall chicken, that is some funny shit to me. Okay? That is
some redneck shit.
That is some redneck shit I love. It's like, because that's a pretty long fall, because it's a tall chicken.
She betted all of them big eyes at you, and you fell for it like an egg from a tall chicken.
Now, this part we're going to roll with, because they find the little kid, and they go, what'd you do with the stamps? And he's, oh, this nice man traded me. I got all these stamps for 3 little stupid stamps. And we're thinking, oh, no. Mm-hmm. And then, this was pretty cool. Would not happen today.
Never.
You would not be able to put this in a movie.
Nope.
Because what happens, Kate? We find the stamp collector. We go talk to him. What's he say?
He's like, oh, okay, here.
Yeah, he goes, I figured you'd be coming around because these are worth $250,000. So here's this back.
Here's this back.
Right?
No harm, no foul.
Yep. We're good. Hey, he's like, I got to own him for a brief moment of time. That's all I needed.
I'm sorry.
No, for a few minutes they were mine. That is enough.
Maybe that's accurate when it comes to like the stamp collecting culture.
World?
Like you can have them for a brief time and that's good enough and then you move on.
Maybe. Yeah. This twist was so earth-shattering to me that I've seen a stamp thing like this in other movies, and every time I'm going, charade trick. You're doing a charade right now. Because I think it's so freaking smooth and stuff. And I've heard of stamps worth a lot because it was upside down or whatever, right?
Right.
I was familiar with that a little bit. Reggie comes back to her room, and who's in there? It's freaking Coburn with a bag over his head. Now he's dead.
He's dead.
Not in PJs, though.
No.
Fourth body, no PJs. What does he have written in the carpet? I thought this was cool.
Oh, I don't remember.
Dial. He had written Dial. So Reggie sees this and thinks Cary Grant killed him. Cary Grant killed everybody. I got to get the hell out of here.
Someone's trying to kill me.
She had called Bartholomew to meet her somewhere. And so she's evading capture from Cary Grant. There's a great chase through like the trains and shit, right?
Yes.
Like there's a fun chase down through the subway system that I thought was pretty cool.
And she's in yet another phone booth.
Yeah, and she calls the CIA or whatever. She calls the American Embassy. It's like, look, you've got to tell Bartholomew that this guy knows it's coming. Like, so he's got to know, heads up, this could be dangerous. And this lady's going, he left. Bartholomew is not here anymore. And again, we're going, okay, makes sense. We saw him leave the office.
Uh-huh.
Then Reggie leaves the phone booth. We cut back to the embassy where the lady calls a guy and goes, Mr. Bartholomew, I got a message for you. This lady says she's like going to die and needs your help. And we cut to a guy who's not Walter Matthau.
It's the real Bartholomew.
It's the real H. Bartholomew. And he goes, what, she think I work for the CIA or something? Yeah, dude. She straight up does.
Uh-huh.
She says she's trapped in a metro station and someone's trying to kill her.
Trying to kill her? Who does she think I am, the CIA?
This was freaking awesome because then the next cut is to Walter Matthau at a very famous place. Where's this place that the final chase sequence happens at a famous French place where in Rogue Nation, Elsa and Ethan Hunt talk in the woods, in the trees and stuff it's like a Paris place.
Oh, is it Versailles?
Come on. No, but he's, in this scene where they're running and they're cutting, we have Cary Grant is chasing Audrey Hepburn.
Uh-huh.
And the camera is on the other side of these columns that they're running by. And it's some great editing where it's like a match cut on the columns. So it's just a different person running each time.
Oh, okay.
But this was an excellent final scene because then we see Walter Matthau and we're going, oh, he's a bad guy. And here's Reggie running towards him going, Mr. Bartholomew, help me, help me. This was some good stuff.
And we're like, no, girl.
Yeah.
He's not your friend.
He's a bad guy. You should have known. Look at his little mustache and stuff. Remember when he was eating that sandwich?
Remember how his assistant wasn't at her desk?
And this is when Cary Grant yells, yo, that's Dial.
That man is Carson Dial.
Walter Matthau gets to monologue a little bit. And he gets to say he was the fourth one. He was with them when they stole the stuff. He got trapped on German grounds and was like in a prison camp for 10 months. Mm-hmm. He's like, I killed everybody. I'm the one. I wanted to get him back and this is my money. And so now you're thinking, whoa, this whole time, Walter Matthau was the main bad guy.
I didn't see it coming.
Yet another excellent twist that I did not see coming to the last second. And guess what? We're not done with the twists.
Mm-mm.
So now Cary Grant's got Audrey Hepburn convinced that Walter Matthau's a bad guy. So now Walter Matthau's got a gun and is chasing them. He chases Reggie into like an empty playhouse, right? And she hides in the prompt box or like where the conductor
mm-hmm.
The
conductor box
stuff. Yeah. And she's hiding in there and he's on the stage looking for her. And all the while underneath the stage, Cary Grant's there. He also has a gun. He's like, how am I going to save her? Because I can't get up there in time before he's going to shoot Audrey Hepburn.
Except...
And he looks up at these...
He could have.
You think so?
That scene was a very long scene of him looking around, of her being like, oh, and then we see the mechanics under the stage. There's plenty of time for him to be like, whoop, and like run up the little stairs. It's cool how they did it. So I'm not mad, but it's like, there's time.
Okay. Well, let's agree to disagree here. I feel like this is a climax. I feel like they got to build that shit, baby. That's what they're doing. with the cuts and stuff. We're supposed to go, is he going to make it?
Sure.
Is he going to make it?
Good, honey.
Cary Grant's underneath the stage, and he sees like numbered squares, and this was for like trap doors where, like in some productions, when somebody needs to disappear, they'll fall through the stage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the commentary, they were saying that this was fake for the movie, and I don't know if stages have them so that every square inch of the floor has them, but these trap doors are a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so he guesses. He's sitting there going, is it B6? Is it, A2? Which one's it going to be? And he guesses right before he can shoot Audrey Hepburn in the face. He pulls it. Boom. Walter Matthau falls. Breaks at least his ankles.
Oh, yeah. Both of them. Both of them easily.
Yeah. So this is pretty sweet. Boom. Save the day. Bad guy's dead. And now we've got those stamps. Now the cab ride afterwards. And again, the cuteness. He's like rubbing her feet and stuff. And she's like, look, how was I supposed to know that he was even more crooked than you are? Like, right? Like, she's like, come on. I know that I didn't believe you, but come on. I mean, how was I supposed to know he was worse than you?
Mm-hmm.
So this is all adorable. And he's like trying to convince her, like, okay, but we could just keep the money. We can just keep this friggin' money. And she's like, no. We got to return it to the embassy. And we cut to the next morning. They're at the gate to the American embassy. And they're like, where do we go to return stolen money? And this guy says, oh, that you're gonna talk to Mr. Crookshank up there on floor 5. And so they go up there.
And he's like, you go in. I don't need to do this with you. I'm a criminal. You handle it. And she's like, all right.
Now, so then she goes in and she's led into Mr. Crookshank's office. And who's Mr. Crookshanks, Kate?
It's Cary Grant. It's Cary Grant.
It's Cary Grant, and it's the most hilarious, like, wah. Like, they show him sitting at the desk, and then he does like a weird
do a
face.
goofy, like, it was me. Dirt.
It was me the whole time. And so there's your final twist. Now, did you see that? When did you figure that was the case? When he said, I'm not going to go in with you?
I was not locked in enough to be like, oh.
It's just a great friggin' way to end it, because we were just reeling from the fact that Matthau's a bad guy. And for us to go out on this, and it's so good because she goes, okay, is there a Mrs. Crookshanks? And she goes, yes, but we're divorced. And then he goes, no, we're not. And then he takes out a picture of a lady, and he goes, it's my mother, who you can meet after we get married.
Uh-huh. And
this is the perfect ending for a 60s movie, right?
And when he says that,
Wedding
it goes
bells.
Right over her head, and it takes her a minute to be like, wait, did you say marriage?
Classic thing where she's running her mouth still, and then she goes, whoa, what?
Duh.
Yeah. And then it does this great thing where she's like, I love you, Alex, Alan, Adam, and we see the screens go in little boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love you, Adam, Alex, Peter, Brian, whatever your name is.
And she goes, I hope we have boys. I'll name them after you. That's a good line. That's a good last line.
It's a good line. He's too old to be having kids, but it's cute.
Boom. And so that's the end of Charade. An absolute friggin' banger of a mystery. I mean, what do you think, Kate? This is pretty friggin' dope, huh?
It's fun. It's fun. Has it been remade often?
Well, it was in 2002 under the title Truth About Charlie. And I'm glad you reminded me of this, Kate, because it's dog shit, okay? Audrey Hepburn, Tandy Newton. Okay, she's a young ingenue at the time. I can buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's in the Cary Grant role? Now, who screams Cary Grant to you in 2002 Hollywood? Because there's only one answer.
Well, we already said George Clooney.
He might have said no, or maybe they didn't think of it. Because the star of Truth About Charlie in the Cary Grant role was one Mr. Mark Wahlberg.
Oh.
Yeah. Get the fuck out. Like, come on, man.
No.
I do owe you an explanation. Reggie, my name is Alexander Dial. Carson was my brother.
So this was the guy who wrote it. He said it was the original title. So he wanted to call it Charade. But when it got to Redbook, Hollywood didn't want to buy it as a script. So he's like, all right, I'll make it into a book. I'll release it through Redbook or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. And he had to change the title for Redbook. And I don't know if he was joking when he said this. I think he was dead serious. They changed it to The Unsuspecting Wife. And he said for Redbook titles, every article had to have one of these 4 words in them.
Wife.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what the words are. Ready? Wife, God, dog, Lincoln. Isn't that funny?
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, I think it's time for those lists. Kate, what do you got?
Kate's unnamed list. Well, Kurt, when they, at the very end, get to the embassy, they are met by a soldier.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Reggie says something like, "Excuse me, soldier."
Soldier.
And he says, I'm a Marine.
Excellent, Kate.
Like, there's a difference. That's so snobby. Marines, they just think they are above everyone
shit.
else.
Excuse me, soldier.
Marine, ma'am.
Oh, forgive me.
So that's my military connection.
That's pretty good. So boom, excellent. Everybody, I would say check out Charade.
Wait, what's on
Prime.
your list?
Oh, on to Kurt's kick-ass list.
Kick-ass list.
Nothing.
Okay.
I don't know, like maybe Punch and Judy, kind of, because it's like a pop culture thing, but I'm not sure anything was popping off on my list today.
Still great.
You know? Still an absolutely excellent film, and I've watched it 5 times in 2 days, obviously for pod purposes, and guess what? I was loving every second still.
Right on.
Hope you enjoyed this. Another solid episode of Murder Mystery Recaps. And on that note, I'm Kurt Money.
I'm Kateline.
The last creep.